How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Valheim. Now, today we are most likely going to be fighting the secondary boss because on stream we went ahead and found a burial chamber, and inside of that burial chamber we also found the location for the secondary boss. So we are going to work our way over there, set up a little temporary outpost with a portal in it. Just in case we do end up dying, we can teleport back real quickly and try and get our stuff, but that is what we're going to try and do today. Before we get to that though, I am working on a secondary copper deposit because we did mine out one of those during stream as well. So once we're done with that, we'll go ahead and start working our way on over to the boss. Also, I did die on stream one time. We died to the poison tree guy. I don't know what they're called. But then after that, in between episodes, I got two of the little like raid thingies back to back, and we died to the poison guy twice more. And then when we teleported through the portal, since we didn't have any gear on, one of the normal guys threw a rock at us, and I think it insta killed us, or we just died during the loading process through the portal. Not exactly sure, but we have 4 deaths so far on this series, so hopefully we don't get into a nice death cycle on here too. But I'm gonna walk on over here to the copper deposit. We are just about done mining it out. Hopefully I've done it correctly to have the entire thing fall apart here. That's what I'm trying to do here. So I have a little chunk left, and then it should all just crumble apart here, hopefully. Well, I must be doing something wrong here because we're not having this thing collapse again. So this is the same thing that happened on stream. There's nothing touching anymore. I'm not sure what else I can do here. We did have one little section that was right here collapse in on itself, so we did get some copper pretty easily from that. So I'm just going to continue chipping away at this. I got to jump back on top and work my way down instead of trying to work my way up here. It's not really working out. So hopefully it collapses and saves us some time here. If not, then I'll be doing this for the next like 20 minutes or so. Hey, it finally all popped, and we got all of the copper on the ground. That is awesome. Okay, that saved us some time here. So from that deposit, we got 118 copper from it, so that's pretty good. We also got 108 from this deposit over here that we were mining out in between episodes. And with the stuff that we gathered up on stream, we were able to make some of our tools. So right now, I'm not going to make any more. I might level them up maybe once or twice here, depending on if we have any leftover bronze. But with the copper that we just got, I am going to be making the armor set because the leather stuff is not going to cut it. We do have the option to make troll armor, but that's also probably not going to be great against the next boss. So I'm going to take the troll stuff that we have right now, and I want to actually make the cape because that is going to be the better cape that we have available right now between the deer hide and the troll hide. So we have the bones to do this. Let's grab some bones. And let's turn that troll stuff into, or the troll hide into a cape. There we go. And now we will probably end up upgrading this thing as well. So what I want to do now, since we have some of the stuff laying around here, we don't need all of this, but what I want to do is actually place down the other stuff in the base here. So we have a cooking pot, which we can do. We have the other tool bench that we need to plop down as well. I want to place down as many of the upgrades as I can as well, so we can level our stuff up as high as we can go. So for all of that, we are going to have to rearrange our base a little bit. This is no longer going to work. This little teeny tiny little shack that we built, I've moved all of our wood and stone outside too and just put it into little piles because we don't have the chest space for all of that. So I am actually going to get to work here trying to level out a good area here. We are going to have the base here after all because on the minimap we have a lot of rivers that lead out from this central location that we spawned in. So hopefully we don't come back to regret doing this, but I'm going to put a fence line around here as well just so we don't have to deal with so many things raiding us or attacking us right in our spawn point. So hopefully this is going to turn out pretty well. I don't know how far out we're going to go because we do have a non-buildable area around that thingy. So I'm going to flatten out as much of this as I can, start putting down some walls, and we'll see how this all turns out here in just a minute. All right, well, I might have gone a little bit overboard here, but we now have a fence surrounding our base. We also have these spikes on the fence to add a little bit more defense, so hopefully that helps us on our next raid. Although in this little area here, we can't put the spikes because we are too close to this thing, so maybe that comes back to bite us. Maybe it doesn't. Hopefully, we'll kind of see. Although I don't know how this is going to do on a raid because we just had one and I didn't have the workbenches down. And since we didn't have the workbenches down, everything just spawned inside of our fence perimeter. So we didn't get to see if the spikes and stuff would be able to kill everything or not. So hopefully on the next one, since I have the workbenches down now, there shouldn't be anywhere in here for them to spawn and they should be forced to spawn outside. Hopefully, I'm not too sure. We'll see about that. Also, one of the nice things about this little area right now is that we have fish jumping out onto the land and getting stuck. So we're able to just scoop them up and use them. So right now, what I want to do before we head on over to the boss is actually place down all the other stuff that we haven't done yet. So I want to have a workbench here. So we need some of this and this. And now we should be able to plop down the secondary workbench. We need a little bit of wood and coal. Okay, so let's build... Oh, we need to build that first. Never mind. Hold on. 1 second. We should be good now. Let's go ahead and plop this thing down over here in the corner. So that should do the trick. I also want to put down some torches so it's not so dark in here as well. That's something that I want to do, but we needed this thing down first. And now that it is, we can plop down the cooking pot. So let's get that going over there. That's going to give us a bunch of food recipes, which is great. We also have the option to start making the stuff with the fermenter, so that's something that we want to place down as well here. But before we do that, I want to actually start plopping down some torches. We have a whole bunch of copper built up, so it should be kind of okay to do this. I'm going to plop a couple down real quick, see how it looks, and then hopefully... It's not super dark in here anymore. Well, never mind. Torches it is, because these sconces don't really work in this little area right now. So I need to plop one of those down so I can actually cook normal food as well, just so we don't have to plop down another campfire somewhere. And now we should be good. Let's see if we have enough stuff to actually place down some more of these upgrades for our stuff. Well, we got all the stuff here, so let's plop them down, and hopefully they work. We can plop this one right there. Cool. Okay, and then for that thing we need bronze, so we've got a couple pieces of that made already. That's great. We can plop this one on this side of the table, so that can do for right now. And let's see, for the table here, we got this thing, which is like the little wood chopping thingy, so that can go there. And then let's see, what do we need for this thing? We need 10 coppers, so we should have that over here. We do indeed. Great. And we can plop the other thing on this side also, maybe? Come on, be nice. Let me plop it here, please. It's not going to let me plop it there. Okay, you know what? What if we, do we have enough wood on us right now to plop a little wall thing down? Something like this, maybe? And then can we place this thing on top of that so that we don't have to do another thing? Nope. Okay, hold on. Maybe we move that a little bit. Let me see if I can wiggle this to a point where it's going to let us place this. Well, we got it placed finally, and now our forge is level 3. Our workbench is level 4, so now we can upgrade our stuff. I do want to upgrade our bow as high up as we can right now. So to do that, we are going to need fine wood, some core wood, and some deer hide, which we have a fair bit of all of that. So I'm going to try and see if we can get this thing leveled up a little bit here, and then we are going to start making all of our armor as well. So I need to go cut down a couple more fine wood trees because that is what we are currently short on. But before we go do that, I do want to make our armor here. So let's take all of our metals and waddle on over to this thing, and we are going to be making all of our stuff here. So we have the bronze for a chest piece, and we need a little bit more here. So let's get that rolling in, and then that should allow us to make the pants. And then the next little batch here should allow us to make the helmet. And then let's see, what else do we want to make before I use up all of our stuff here on leveling our armor? We want to make the cultivator. This is going to allow us to start farming crops, which is going to be very helpful once we start getting those things rolling in. So I'm going to do that. We need 5 bronze, 5 core wood. We have the core wood outside. I'll go grab that real quick. It's in the pile. And then everything else is going to go into leveling up our armor. So let me drop all this off real quickly here so we stop waddling around. Let me go grab some core wood. It is currently storming. That's fine. Let's get one of these guys. Cool. Okay. That's all the core wood we are going to need. And then we can take the metal back out of here and level up our stuff. And there's our cultivator. So now the rest of this is all going into leveling our stuff now. So let's see how much bronze we can get out of this. We should get... it looks like maybe 20 pieces of bronze, potentially. A little bit over that, maybe. We got up to 37 bronze. Okay, that's fine. Let's level up our stuff and try and do it one at a time here, so that way we kind of bounce back and forth and we don't level up one piece higher than the other ones, just in case we don't have enough to get all of them as high up as we can. So hopefully we do. I'll see that in a second. And now we need to level up our forge before we can level up our armor anymore. So that's fine. Let's spend 4 bars into our mace. Get that a little bit leveled up here. Cool. And then it's not really worth spending the points on the cultivator. Since we're going to be farming right here, we can just run back in here and fix it. So let's plop all this stuff back in here. And let's also swap on over to our armor. Currently, we're sitting at 7 defense. That jumped us up 10, 20, and 30. Cool. So now we're sitting at 37 instead of 7. That is fantastic. I'm also not quite done with the base building just yet. This is going to be our bedroom and then some little minor storage with our workbenches in there so that we can upgrade our stuff and make things in there. And then I'm going to build a secondary building over on this side that is going to be like a warehouse for bulk storage, so that way we have a whole ton of storage going on over there. And then over on this side of the base, I want to make this our garden. We have like a little stone thing in the center of our garden. We'll probably throw a fireplace or something right here, maybe. I'm not quite sure just yet. But in this area is where I want to have our gardening stuff. So I'm going to cultivate as a little bit of this area. I don't need to go too big with it just yet. We don't have a whole lot of crops on our hands. But right now, we do have the carrots. So let's set those, and we can start planting these guys. There is a spacing thing to them, I think. I'm not too sure. This might be too close. I'm gonna try and not do that. Let's space them a little bit more. It might not be the most efficient thing at the moment, but eventually we will have nice little patches of carrots growing in. And once those are in, we will have new recipes in our little cooking pot that we have available. Speaking of which, let's see if we have anything that we can make. We might have some boar meat laying around. We also have a bunch of fish, like I was saying. So over in this guy right over here, we have a couple fishes, and we have some boar meat. So let's take that. We got some honey, and we can make some boar jerky and some fish. So let's whip that together here. All right, well, that's not too bad. We had a couple fish here, and it turned into 30 pieces of fish. And those fish are going to be 45 health and 15 stamina. So that's fairly good compared to the stuff that we were rocking a minute ago. It's only 10 health more. But you know what? That is going to come in handy. It's pretty much just passive food every now and again. There's a fish stuck, and we can go get it. I also want to start making some of the potions. So for that, we are going to need these guys. And for right now, we also need the fermenter, which I completely forgot about. So, how much is one of those guys? We need 5 bronze and 30 fine wood. Oof, okay. So we have the bronze. We have exactly 6 right now, so that's good. We have enough to make 1. We don't have any fine wood. That's kind of what I need to go cut down. We need some fine wood for that. We need some fine wood for our bow. So let me go cut down some trees, and hopefully in a few minutes we have the stuff to make the fermenter, make the bow upgrade, and then we can start working our way on over to the boss. So let's go ahead and upgrade our bow. So let's go on over there and upgrade this guy. This should be, yep, there you go, max level, so we can't upgrade this anymore. And we are going to be doing 44 pierce damage with it. So that's going to be kind of nice. And then we should also have the stuff on us to craft this thing. We do indeed. So for right now, this can hang out right in the middle. Actually, nope, we need the bronze and the resin. I didn't grab that. My bad. All right, let's plop it there. Good. Okay. So we should also have the fine wood to build out 2 portals, which we do. So before we leave, I want to actually craft up a whole bunch of arrows. And to do that, we need some feathers. We need some of the resin because I want to make the fire arrows. We're going to be fighting a giant tree guy, so hopefully these do fairly good against them. Let's craft up as many of these as we can. I'm going to take probably 2 stacks with us before we go. All right, well, we're ready to leave. So before we do, let's plop the portal down. Right now, we're just going to plop it on the outside of our building. Eventually, we'll build a little building to house our portals because what I want to do is have a portal to every boss. So in the future, when I want to go back and farm up their heads for like decoration, I can just take a portal and go right there. So let me name this thing. I think it's called the Elder, right? I didn't really pay attention to what it was called. Hold on one second. It is indeed called the Elder. Okay. Well, it's looking like the only way to get on over to the boss right now is by boating on over to it, because right now we have no way of connecting to another island. It also doesn't look like there's anything out there, so I don't know how far away the next island is going to be. So instead of just drowning to death over and over again, because there's no way we're going to swim that distance, we need to go craft up a boat. So I'm going to craft up the secondary boat. We're not going to bother with the raft. The raft is garbage. We need this thing. So to do that, we need 80 nails and another 30 of the fine wood. So the fine wood's not an issue. We have some copper built up right now. I just need to go back on over to our little smelting area and get a little bit more tin going. So there's going to be some tin on the north side of the island, which we haven't hit just yet. So hopefully there's enough to get going with the bronze. I need to run that back to the base, put it together, make the nails, and then we can just teleport back over here and put the boat together. So this is going to take a few minutes here, but eventually we are going to be en route to the boss, hopefully. So we're just about ready to head back over and plop the boat in the ocean. But before we do that, let's upgrade our troll cape because we have some extra stuff laying around. We only had enough to upgrade once. Never mind. I thought we had enough to fully level that, but we did not. So I'm going to hop on over and we will be placing the boat in the ocean here in just a second. All right, well, here goes our boat. And now we got to sail across the ocean here. Hopefully we don't have too much ocean to go through. Again, this is just one big open blank space right now. So I'm really hoping there's an island really close by because I don't really want to go too far with this thing. Well, we're now in the ocean biome, so that's cool. There's still nothing loading off in the distance there, so This is going to be really, really far apart, isn't it? That's not great. I'm going to try and go up here. Maybe there's a connection point somewhere on this end. I want to try and stay close to the coast because, yeah, going into the ocean biome, I don't really want to die doing that. And the ocean biome does have, forget what it's called, a serpent or something that is in here that could just kill us. So I'd rather not. There's an island out that way, and there's an island that way as well. We can kind of see through the mist. Okay, so that's great. Let's try and just go toward that one. That might, actually we might have to go toward that one, but let's go toward that one first. Maybe we can follow the coast to another close point where we don't have to go through the ocean. So there's just an island out in the middle of the ocean here. That's kind of neat. Can I actually stop our boat? We're not going to stop. I don't want to have to swim because we're going to die if we do. Okay. Well, there's an island right here. I'm going to plop a waypoint on it so that we know. I'm just going to do an eye, I guess. I don't know what that's going to be, but we'll come back to that. We're still a little ways away from the island with the boss on it. All right, well, here we go. We got lucky and we have a little stone tower right next to the boss fight. So hopefully the boss doesn't aggro on the building and come break our portal. That would be really annoying. But we also got lucky with the boss fight being right on the corner of the coast, or right on the edge of the coast. So hopefully we can manage this pretty well. That whole section is not going to be great for us now that I'm thinking about it, because we want to try and roll away from this guy. So we'll see how well this goes. We can read this. It's going to tell us to sacrifice or burn his young. So that's cool. We have 9 of the summoning seeds. So let's get those ready and let's summon him. And hopefully we have enough arrows to do this. We have 190 and we also have 117 max health. This guy's going to be spawning in the water. Come on, get stuck in there too. That would be fantastic. It's not going to be stuck, is it? No, he's going to be able to move. Okay. Can we get him with some damage? We can indeed. Okay. So this is going to be a good old 20-minute boss fight here with the damage output that we have right now. So give me a minute, and hopefully we have this guy dead. He does kind of seem to be stuck. He's not moving out of the water. So this could actually be very, very good for us. Because, yeah, he's literally not moved out of that corner. So, you know what? This is great. We get the first cheese of... Oh, never mind. He's moving. Never mind. All right, well, there's our second boss down, and these first 2 are relatively easy to take out. So once we start getting into the swamp area and having to fight that boss over there, then it's going to be a different story, but this guy was relatively easy. So now that we did that, we do have the swamp key, and we also have the head to activate our power. So let's go ahead and head on back to spawn here and put that thing on the wall. And there we go. Nice. So this is going to allow faster wood cutting, which honestly right now I don't plan on swapping over to that. This is still doing fairly good. So now we can go try and find a swamp to try and fight this guy as well. Probably not today. That's also probably not going to happen by next episode either. I don't really know, but we'll try and see if that's going to happen or not. It's going to take a little while to go get the swamp discovered, because on our little boating trip, we did not come across a swamp just yet. So there might be one on this island. There could be one on this island. There could be one back this way somewhere. I don't know exactly, but Hopefully we can find that sooner or later here. Alrighty, well that's going to be it for today's episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching!